All right. Good night, everyone. Sorry, good night. Good evening, everyone. So I'm sitting here almost in the dark, so it's about probably for a lot of us almost bedtime. But anyways, if you're on the call this evening, welcome on the call. JP Koster. I'm a Platinum Presidential Director with Manatech, and in June I would have been part of the company for more than 15 years, or exactly 15 years, which is quite amazing and remarkable how this journey has really started and how it's sort of progressed. And if you're on the call this evening for the first time, I just want to welcome you and sort of just share this evening with you, a few tips that I sort of I'm going to apply in my business for the rest of the year. And I also would just like to share a little bit about my story. If you haven't heard my story, we'll just cover some of that as well. So I have been part of Manatech. I started with the company when I was 22 years old, and at that stage, I had no idea what I really wanted to do. So for me, when a friend of mine introduced the product to me, I was extremely excited about that because I sort of felt for me it was something that I could do, while I was studying, while I was still playing sport at university. It was something that was completely part-time. And I guess for me, the one thing I just want to share with everyone on the call this evening is that I realized when I started with Manatech that maybe this was an opportunity for me to make it something where it didn't matter who you are, where you come from, what your accolades are. It's all about you and your desire to go out there and go and build a business and really wanting to make a massive impact in people's lives. And I remember how scared I was when I got started. I mean, for me, when I started with Manatech, it cost almost 15,000 Rand to sign up. This was back in 2008. So it was an enormous amount of money to start. And because it cost so much back then to start, obviously today you can sign up with Manatech for 710 Rand. But I guess my commitment really followed the effort that I was going to have to put in to make a success of this. So for me, definitely, it wasn't starting with Manatech was, to become $1 million earner, to travel all over the world with Manatech, to become financially independent at a very young age. That was definitely not the reason why I started. I think for me, the reason why I started was because I guess I just believed enough that, if someone else could do this, perhaps I could do it as well. And if you're on the call this evening, I guess that's what it sometimes takes, is to realize that the person that signed you up, believed enough in it to make you believe and actually get involved in the company. I mean, whether you make a success at this or not, it's completely up to you. There are a lot of people that have signed up with Manatech. I've seen, thousands of people sign up with Manatech over the last 15 years. But, the reality about it is that, of course, everyone that signs up is not going to, see the same opportunity, or might like the idea, but they might not put in the same time and effort. This evening, to share a few things that I've written down that I feel can really benefit you if you're looking at this opportunity. This is an opportunity. Now, remember, there are lots of people that get involved in Manatech because they want to earn an extra couple of thousand Rand a month. There's a lot of people that sign up because they want to earn an extra couple of thousand Rand a week maybe. And of course, there are people that are going to sign up that are going to see this as a way for them to become financially free and financially independent. And I guess for me, that was not the reason why I started. I started because I wanted an extra couple of thousand Rand a month. And, I never imagined that today that the business would have grown to the size it has. And of course, there've been times when it's been very, very difficult. And there've been times when the business has been very easy to build. And I guess for me, why does it change like that? I guess because, very often the way that you feel and the way that mentally you feel and emotionally how you feel has got so much to do with how your business grows. And, and that's really my first point this evening is that 90% of this is all about it being a mental game. And, mentally, are you winning at building your business? Because, as often as we think it's not, your mentality hasn't got that much to do with it. It's got everything to do with it. Because I know that if I'm not in a good space mentally, there's no way that I'm going to go out there and be excited and contact people and share the opportunity with people and talk to people about the product. I'm not going to be spontaneous with people. So I know for me, the most important thing that I've got to protect is my mindset. And this is not just in your Manatech business. This is pretty much in everything that you do in your life, is your mentality. the mental game that you play is the most important thing. So I want to encourage you is to ask yourself constantly, am I winning at that part of the business? Because, if that is 90% of your success, so, is the mental game, is how do you feel mentally? Because if you're not winning that mental game, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to go out there and make fireworks and create massive excitement in your organization. And for me, one of the most important things when it comes back to winning the mental game is really just going to be, what am I doing to improve myself on a mental, from a mental point of view? What am I putting inside my brain? What am I reading? What am I watching? Who am I associating with? All of those things affect your mental capacity to have the excitement and the enthusiasm to go out there and go and build your business. Just there was a quick question on the QR code. I haven't created a QR code. So Rhiannon and Erica, if you want to create a QR code, you can obviously place it in the chat box for those of you that want to sign in. So that for me is the first thing. The second thing is that I've got to ask myself, and I'm going to speak about myself this evening, and maybe you can relate to it. But does my activity that I'm putting into my business match my reason for building the business? And I'll be dead honest with you. At times it really does, and at times it doesn't. At times I am super excited to build the business, and at sometimes I'm not as excited to build the business. But what I've got to do every single evening is when I put my kids to bed and I go to bed in the evening, is to think to myself, have I done today what would really inspire, what would have inspired my kids? Have I done something really that would inspire myself? Because if I'm not willing to, if I'm saying I've got these massive dreams and these massive aspirations and I want to become financially independent, or I want to pay off my debt, or I want to, pay off my house, or whatever it may be, if I'm saying those things, that of course, if my goal is to do those things, and of course I've got to be able to, or be willing to put in the activity. Now, I'm not saying that every single person you're going to sign up with is going to get involved, or, there's not going to be any challenges, but I'm telling you, the things that are worth fighting for, of course, they're going to be challenges. In fact, when you make a decision to go out there and go make something happen and go make something of your life, I'm telling you, there are going to be challenges the next day. When you wake up the next morning, there's going to be challenges, because constantly life will try and sway you in a different direction. When you set your goals and you set your intentions, it's amazing that life will very, very often test how serious you were about those goals that you set yourself. And I'm telling you, if you make a decision this evening that, you know what, I'm not putting in the time and effort that I should be in my business, I'm not prioritizing this, I'm not making this of enough of a emphasis in my life as the vehicle for me to set myself up financially, or to go out there and go and help people, whatever your reason is. But you've got, it's amazing when you make a decision. I'm telling you, tomorrow something's going to test you how serious you were about the decision. That's just the way that life works. So I want you to think about whatever the reason is you're building your business, whatever the reason is you've written down as this is what's going to inspire me to build my business, whatever that reason is to ask yourself, does my activity that I'm putting into building the business, is it matching up whatever my reason is? Because, I'm being honest with you. It's great. You might be asking for the QR code this evening and you want to get 100% on Lead Team app and get your vital signs up. That's great. And it's great that you want to read the book, and it's great that you want to attend the functions. But if you're not doing the activity, and you're not going out and talking to people, I'm telling you now, that is where the rubber hits the road. The business is not going to move forward and progress. And if you are reading the books and you're attending the functions and you're not putting the activity in, you've got to ask yourself, why is my belief levels not where they should be? Because if you're doing all the doing, the thing that you got to ask yourself, am I really working the plan? Am I working the program? If, for me, if my goal is to become as an example, a presidential director this year, am I working the program, not just attending the functions and, scanning in on the Lead Team app and, saying you're reading the book and, listening to the audios. And are you really actually going out there and talking to people? Because those things, as they would say in Afrikaans, is a bysaw. That's great. That's the labeling tape stuff. That's the, that's doing the ticks, the ticking the to-do list, that I did this. But what's the biggest thing that you can do on a daily basis is, did I contact my 5 people today? Where's my names list? Who did I reach out to today? Did I make my follow-ups? Did I make sure that I dropped the CD off for someone that I was going to drop the CD off, or send someone a link that I was going to send a link to? Did I contact that person I thought I should maybe contact, but I haven't contacted them? That is where the rubber hits the road. That is where you go from just building your business to creating momentum in your business. Because I guess that's what everyone wants to create in their business, is create momentum, because momentum is everything in your organization. And you just have to ask me that when you've got momentum, you can do nothing wrong. Your business grows. It grows without you even doing anything. But when you haven't got momentum, to get momentum back, it starts with you. And the only reason why you don't have momentum is because if you never stop building your business, you never have to start building it again. And that is something that I once heard someone saying. I'll be honest with you. I've gone into management mode in my business. I haven't built my business like I know I should. For the income that I earn every month, I haven't always built my business like the way I should. And maybe you're on the call this evening, and I'm telling you that 99% of us on the call this evening can say the same thing, is that we haven't put in the time and effort that we know that our business deserves. Something else that I think is very, very important is to start the day with the people you need to contact. When I write my to-do list, it can sometimes be quite overwhelming when you thinking, I've got to speak to these people, I've got to follow up with these people, are these people going to get back to me? But I can share with you something, is that if you get this thing of call reluctance, where you don't feel like doing it because it's getting too late in the day. I've said it so many times in these webinars before, that people have to make sure that they make their contact, that you contact your people before 12 o'clock, because I promise you, if you don't do it before 12 o'clock, you're not going to do it. If you don't get ahead of your day is going to get ahead of you. And I've seen it happen with myself. I've seen it happen over and over and over again. If you can't do what needs to be done in the first 4 hours of the morning, and let's say that's from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, if you can't get it done, I'm telling you, it's not gonna happen between 2 and 6, or between 4 and 8, or between 6 and 10. It's just not gonna happen. So I would honestly encourage you that if you don't want to become reluctant about contacting people and reaching out to people, get the most important things done for the day first. I mean, there's that amazing book called, Eat That Frog, which is, I know it sounds funny, but that's what the book's called. But it's about getting the thing done that will move the needle the most in your business. And that's not reading your book. And I honestly, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I see myself in the morning, I'm busy reading my book, and I'm busy highlighting in the book, and I'm highlighting the book. But is that going to grow my business? Is that going to get me to where I want to go? No, it's not going to get me there. Yes, it's important to do those things because it helps maybe with the mindset. But actually, what's going to build my business? What's going to get me moving in the right direction? Well, probably writing my names list. And that's going to be, writing down all the people I need to talk to. I need to talk to all of these people over here. These are your names list. That's where it happens. That is actually what's building the business. And I think so often we can confuse this, and we think that we're building the business, but we're not building the business. We are just professionally attending the book. We're attending the super regionals. We're attending everything, but we're not working everything. And I'm not talking to everyone on the call this evening. I'm really talking to myself as well, because at times I'm not doing what I need to do. Because you can be a platinum presidential. And the amazing thing about that is that you can be a platinum presidential, but if you oversee and manage your business, I'm telling you, and you stop recruiting, it will show in your business. If your business is not where it is right now, it's because you stopped working the business. You stopped going out there and sharing the plan with people. You've been trying to manage your leaders and trying to manage people and trying to check if they're on the webinar this evening, or if they're on the Monday evening call, or if they have got their toms. But you personally are not out there recruiting, because that's where all the organizations that at least in my team, all the leaders in my team came from me going out there and talking to someone. Nothing gets done unless you talk to someone. I've seen people read books, every single year, reading book after book after book, being at super regional. But you know what? If they put that same time and effort into actually talking to someone, then their business will be 10 times the size. So please, I'm encouraging you, don't manage your business. If you manage your business, you're dead. You're gonna get caught dead in the water, as they say in English. Like that is something for 2023. If you want to change 2023, it's got to start with you. The buck starts with you. So, that's something that's so important. Managing your business. It's sort of, it's so easy to do because you look at the people in your business that's actually doing something, and then you say, well, I'm just going to work with them and help them make a success. No, that's not how you do it. The way you build your business is by example, by you being so busy going out there talking to new people, building your own team, your own brand new group, that the people in your team that are excited about this will reach out to you. You don't even have to reach out to them. In Afrikaans is this amazing word, well, a word called verleë. Jy hoef dan oor niemand te verleë te wees nie. Because if you have only got a couple of people that you invited, then, or that you try to manage, and those people managing the business, one of them maybe quits or stops, or someone said something to them, then it's like you've lost the battle. And I've seen this happen so many times. But if you're so busy going out there building and building and building and bringing on the next new group, that you don't even mind if people quit the business, because you just want to assemble your all-star team of the best people that want to do this, that you can invest your time and effort with. And sometimes you've almost got to get to the stage where you feel, if someone quits the business, great, because then you don't have to waste any more time, in trying to help them. Or where, because in the reality about it is they never would have quit the business if they really saw the vision, if they caught the vision of what's in this for them. And the biggest mistake that people make is they don't ask for help. So if you're on the call this evening, is ask your upline for help. Ask your direct upline you're working with to help you and support you. But no one can manage their business into momentum. I've never seen that happen. You also can't manage to keep momentum carrying on in your business, because when you've got momentum, you don't even have to know anything about building the business. It will grow on its own, because that's what momentum is, the big momentum. You have to do nothing. You can do nothing wrong and nothing right. It'll just grow. But when you don't have momentum, man, that's where character is built. That's where champions are made, is when it goes tough, when you don't have momentum, and getting back to momentum. And, getting back to momentum, I think for me, the biggest thing is that we sometimes mislead ourselves and others into thinking that success in this business requires a lot less effort than what it does. Going presidential, man, it's going to be hard. I'm telling you. And sometimes we make it think that it's going to be easy to go presidential. No, it's going to be challenging going presidential. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to sign up a decent bunch of people. So you're going to have to talk to a lot of people to find a couple of people that see the vision. And to be honest with you, I probably like 7 or 8 years ago, I spoke to all the presidentials in South Africa at that stage, and I asked them, how many business builders did you have to sign up to go presidential? Do you know all of them? It was around between 30 and about 40 business builders. And for some of them, it might even be more. 30, 40, maybe 50. But 30, 40, 50 people that you have to sign up to earn an extra 600,000 Rand a year, R1 million a year, is that not worth it? Because no one earns that type of income and just thinks that they're going to talk to 3 or 4 people or sign up 10 people. So I think for me, we have to get the expectations of people right, and them knowing that it's not just going to be, ek gaan vandag met 5 of 6 mense praat en ek gaan 1 hou meeting doen by my huis, and and then think out of that all the momentum is going to be created by doing 1 home meeting. Do you know what? If I could go presidential every time I hosted a home meeting, I'd be a quadruple to the power of 10 platinum presidential. Because that's the reality, is that we don't set the expectations for new people to know it's going to be hard work. In fact, someone once said that you lose more people making it sound easy than what you do making it sound hard. Is sometimes we so badly want the person to sign up that we just want to make the sign up, and then just to make the sale on the sign up, because I need a business builder. But then we don't understand why the person's not coming to the meeting, or why he doesn't want to organize a home meeting, or why he's not coming to the super regionals. It's because we're sometimes speaking people into it. The people that want to make a success need to know, yes, weet julle wat, dit gaan harde werk wees, maar dit gaan nie moeite werd wees. This is going to be hard work, because if it was easy, everyone would make a success. And I very often have said the business is just easy enough that if you work hard at this and consistently at this, you're going to make it. And it's just hard enough that the people that think it's a get rich quick scheme and want to sign up with Manatech and think they're going to sign up 10 people or speak to 10 people and become a presidential, that it's just hard enough that they can't make a success in the business. So it's actually the perfect synergy between the amount of work it takes and how easy it is to make a success. Because remember, everyone can make a success in Manatech, but it's also going to take a lot of hard work, and it's it's that reality about, that, why do only 3% of people, 3%, 5%, 10% of people make it? It's because those 3 to 5 to 10% of people are willing to do whatever it takes to make a success. And if you look at what it takes to make a success in Manatech, it's not that much to ask. I'll be honest with you. If you are not showing 15 to 20 plans a month, then you're not in the business. Then you're a customer. And I want to say that again. If you're not sharing the business opportunity with 15 to 20 people a month, then you are really just a customer that's sharing the product with people. And that's the way you've got to see it, because, I've always known is if I'm reaching out to 15, 20 people a month, I know that I'm doing that is the most important activity. I know that I can sleep. How do I have a great day? I can have a great day if I know that every single day that I'm reaching out to 1 or 2 people. And I know that, and maybe you can't do it every day, but I know that if every week, if I've spoken to like 5 people a week, that's where magic's created. That's where platinums are made. That's where champions are created, is in me doing my 5 plans, my 5 presentations, my reach outs for the week. And as crazy as it is, it might sound like, oh, that can't be all of it, but that is really everything. That's how I started at 22, and at 23 I was a presidential, and at 25 or 26 I was silver presidential. It started just by me going out there and talking to a couple of people. And consistently, the only thing that I ever measured was I talking to 15 to 20 people a month? Because I knew by doing that was the most important thing. More important than reading the books. Because remember, when I started, there was no system, there were no Toms, there was no Lead Team app, there was no CDs that you had to listen to every month. All that I knew is I have to do 15 to 20 plans a month, and I must get at least 5 people to every function, every monthly training, or if there was a super regional. At that stage, for the size my business was then, as a regional director, which is director today, I must work at getting at least 5 people there. And I must carry on doing my 15 to 20 plans a month. And I knew that if I'm an executive director, which was national director back then, I need to work on getting 10, 15 people to the function. And I must still carry on doing my 10 to 15 plans. That's how I went presidential in 10, 11 months, is because I was doing at least 15, 20 plans a month. And my goal was, as a director, to have 5 people there. Now, there's some of us on the call here this evening that could be presidentials, and we don't even have 5 people at the function. Or you might be a executive director and you don't even have 2 people at the function. Well, then you're not really building the business. Then you are just a customer that happens to be an executive director, or a customer that's got a couple of people on the product. Because we've got to separate like building the business and working the business to someone that's attending the functions and that's scanning their QR code, and but they're not doing the most important thing, which is to show the plan. That's where the rubber hits the road. That's the most important thing you can do. So the next thing on that point, it's a numbers game. And my mentor spoke about this very, very often. Jet, who was my mentor, his CV's changed my life in so many ways because it made me believe that I can do anything I put my mind to. And he once said to me, like when I asked him, when he was in South Africa, we went to go play tennis together at the Mount Nelson, and then afterwards we went for lunch. And I was always asking him, tell me these tips, what should I do here? Or, how do I find the people to talk to? Or, what do I say to people? And the reality about it is that he always said, it's a numbers game. Quit trying to figure it out. Just do the numbers. You see, the thing is, if you're talking to enough people, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter having the perfect script. It doesn't even matter, it doesn't even matter, saying the perfect thing. or it just matters, man, are you talking to enough people, and are you a little bit excited about the opportunity and the vision you're involved with? But I think very often, like, we can try and figure it out. You want to figure out exactly what must I say. I mean, yeah, as an example, yeah, I was writing scripts actually last week. I mean, like, writing scripts of, what should I say to someone? Do you say it like this if you're reaching out to them? And then I just remembered again, like, when I'm reaching out to people, stop trying to figure it out. Moenie die perfekte ding probeer sê nie. Reik uit na iemand toe en deel met hulle oor hoekom jy hulle wil contact. Share with them why you want to contact them. I'm contacting you because I'm excited about an incentive we've just launched. I'm so excited about these products I've come across. By the way, I'm not sure if you'll be interested or not, but our company is expanding. Whatever it may be, it doesn't matter what you say, is just say something. Just say something to get the conversation going with people and ask them if they're open to have a look. If it's for them, great. If not, no big deal. You don't have to say the perfect thing. And that's why I'm saying, that's why Jet always says, it's a numbers game. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to figure it out, JP. There is nothing to figure out. Talk to people. And if you're not talking to people, then you got to go back and say, well, why am I not talking to people? Well, then the reason why is because I'm not very clear on what my vision and what my goals are. So that's the next thing. The lifeblood of our business is directors and new people breaking director. And I want to encourage you, if you're on the call this evening, is your goal should really be every business period to try and develop a new director. Every super regional is trying to have at least 1 or 2 new directors there. That's the only way you can build the business. I mean, new blood is the lifeblood of the organization. There needs to be new people that are excited and passionate about the testimonials and the story and what the products can do for people. The emphasis has to be on not only on yourself, but on that you've got something in your hands that can change people's lives in so many ways. It's like we've been blessed with this amazing gift of what these products can do. It's yes, it's an amazing business model, but what a blessing to have the product that we do, a life-changing product. And on top of that, with a company that's sustainable and it's been around for almost 30 years now, that you don't have to get your friends and family involved in a scam or something that's going to get shut down, or something where you have to worry every month if you're going to get your paycheck. It's a public company. What a blessing. What a blessing that we've got this compensation plan that plays out 6 different ways, that exactly how to make your commissions, and the company's going to pay you for whatever volume you produce and how many leaders you develop. A business where your success is really about helping other people. I mean, where else in the world can you start a business for 710 Rand and be able to be straight away do business in over 30 countries, have a business that's open 24/7, the company that ships door to door in any one of those 35 different countries, or however many markets we're opening, you can get paid into your bank account in South Africa, working from home. All you need is a computer and a laptop, and you can be in business. I mean, that's pretty amazing to be part of something like that. I mean, where can you start a business for 710 Rand and straight away have an online store 24/7, and your company ships to over 30 countries, and you can get paid into your bank account wherever you live in the world? It's pretty amazing to be part of something like that. And I don't think we always realize how incredible it is, where you can even start part-time and build it up. And as you start earning a bit more money, you can start putting a bit more time and effort into it. Yeah, so I want to just close with, and this one thing that I'm thinking about, at least for me, is like, is it worth it? Because a lot of people, when you're just building your business, like, you think, can it be worth it? Am I going to get there? And what I want to share with all of you this evening, at times I've doubted it myself. I mean, at times I built the business in the beginning and I wasn't sure if it's going to work for me. And times I've had my business, I've lost volume in my business. I thought, oh my word, I don't know if I'm going to make this happen. I don't know maybe I was lucky. And at times I've had to, go back to myself and look at the reasons why I built this, and, start reaching out to people again. And all of a sudden you find a new leader out there. But I want to encourage you this year is to set your intentions for the year. I spoke in the first webinar of the year about believing in miracles. the greatest miracles happen when you least expect that. When you are thinking, do you know what? This is not going to happen for me. This is not going to happen for me. Everything's going against me. There's, because that's how life works. Sometimes what we tend to do, we self-pity and we think that everything's going wrong. Why does this always have to happen to me? I'm talking to people, no one's getting in. And that is when you're on the brink, when life is going to test you and see you, how serious were you really about those goals that you had, or that vision you had, or those dreams that you had, that you wanted to do this, or you wanted to do that. And the reality about this is that's when you're going to get tested, and that's when you are going to feel like, oh, just chucking in the towel, it's not worth it. But the thing that you got to ask yourself, if not this, what else is there out there? What else is there out there where people can start something and make something of nothing, really, just by what they put, the time and the effort they put in? I mean, I don't know about another opportunity where you even have the opportunity where there's no ceiling, where what you earn is completely up to you. No one's made the most yet. I don't know where else you can find a business like that, where you can do it part-time and you can work from home, and there's no one saying to you, you got to do this, you got to do that, or why wouldn't you? Yeah, or you were late for work. I mean, you are, and that's just what I want to leave you with, is that you are in business for yourself. Yes, you're not by yourself, but it's your business. It's not your upline's business. It's not your downline's business. It's not your crossline's business. Your business is your business. And that's why you've got to build your business to the best of your ability, because your business is either going to be such a blessing in your life, or it can be such a curse by how you treat your business. Because I don't even want to say it, because but if you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get a hobby income. We've all heard that before. But it comes back to the first question that I asked this evening, is that the mental game. If 90% of this business is all a mental game, is it how are we doing at that? How are we doing at the mental game, and how are we doing at the emotional game? Because those two go hand in hand. Just like activity and attitude go hand in hand, your mentality and your emotions go hand in hand. Because you know what? If your emotions aren't good, it's very, very difficult to step up. And it's very, very difficult to mentally step up when you're emotionally down. And when you're emotionally up, it's going to probably be a lot easier to mentally step up. And that's why I want to come back to one thing, is that your emotions are such a powerful thing. Your mentality is such a powerful thing. And that's the one thing you've got control of, is mentally, what do you think? And if you're not in a good space, then sort it out. I'll never forget, one of my mentors said to me, and it's something you can apply to so many areas in your life, but it's not your fault, it's your responsibility. And I want you to think about that. Maybe you lost a leader, or you lost a customer. That's not your fault. It's not your fault that happened. That happens. That happens to me. That happens to Leonie. That happens to all the top leaders on this call this evening. It happens to the top distributors in the world, in any network marketing business, or in fact, in any business. When you lose a distributor, or you lose a customer, or you have someone you spoke to doesn't get involved, that's not your fault. You did what you needed to do, and that was to talk to someone. And well done for that. Bravo. That's what you called for, is to go out there and go and speak to someone. And you've done your job. So that's not your fault that they quit. But you know what is, but what I want to share with you all, it is your responsibility what you do with it. Think about that. It's not your fault. I've seen it so often, not only in Manitic, but just in general in life. How many people, are still sort of, there's things in their life they haven't dealt with that happened 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I want to say to people like that, and to myself, is that's not your fault for what happened to you, but it's your responsibility to get it sorted out. Or just like in our business, it's not your fault that you lost a leader, or that your upline didn't help you, or that your downline didn't do this, or that your crossline said this, or whatever happened. That's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix it. So if you've lost a leader, so what? Let's go out there and go and find another leader. Because obviously that wasn't a leader, because leaders don't quit. Leaders don't quit. Leaders do whatever it takes, and they play the long game. Like cricket, which in cricket you've got a 1 day test match and you've got a 5 day test match. The leaders play the 5 day test match. They don't. They're not just playing the 50 overs batting and then 50 overs bowling and then it's done. They are willing to know that it's going to take 5 days to win this test match. And you know what? 2023 is going to be a test match because it's going to test you every single day. Just like in rugby, the World Cup this year, it's going to be exactly the same thing. It's a test match. And at a test match, every single game counts. And that's why I want to say to you, we're already into February. So see it like February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You've got 10 months. You've got 10 test matches to play before the end of the year, because December, most people take some time off, and which is very, very well deserved. But you've really got 10 tests to play this month, 10 matches to win this month. And you've got to ask yourself, have I got the right people on the field to go to the World Cup with? Because if you don't, you've got to go out there and go and get them on board. You've got to go and recruit them. That's the one thing. The second thing is, are you prepared? Have you practiced? Did you show up for practice? Have you done all the things you need to do to make sure that you are prepared to the best of your ability to go there and go and win for 2023? Because see it like this year is going to be your test match for your life. Because I've honestly seen so many times in the past that, we overcomplicate what it's going to take to make a success. You know what? If you want to make a massive success this year and I'm talking to myself, JP, if you want to make 2023 an amazing year, let's win the first test match. That's the month of February. Forget about March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and October. That's like worrying right now about the game you're playing in 6 months' time or in 5 months' time. Or it's like you're worrying now, you haven't even gone to the World Cup, but you're worrying about the final. No, what you got to focus on now is let's just win the next game we've got to play. That's all I've got to focus on. So right now, all that we're going to focus on is just for every one of us, 170, 180 people on the call this evening, is for every single one of us on the call this evening to make sure that we win the month of February. That's the only thing we're going to focus on. How am I going to win the month of February? Wow. Do you know what? The most important thing you can do, and this is, I'm going to share with you if there's one tip I can give you all, is going to be your consistency in this month, making sure that you share with 15 to 20 people about Manatech this month. That's your number one objective. If you're going to do that, you would have won your first test match you got for the year. And then there's only nine more to go. And you know what's going to become easier and easier. And you know what happens in all sports is that thing about creating a winning culture and creating momentum. And if you've won February, there's no reason why you can't win March. And now you've won 2 games in a row, and then it's going to be 3 games in a row, and then you're going to start getting into momentum. So you can make sure when you go into November, man, you're on such an amazing trajectory that you are going to look back in 2023 and say, wow, what an amazing year. And it's all going to go back to you breaking it down and saying, you know what, let me forget about this year. Let me forget about my PV. Don't worry about where your PV is now. Focus on you just winning this month. Do you know why I'm saying that to you? Is because it's not going to help you sitting in February now and saying, oh, jy sien maar, my punte in Januarie was nou so sleg gewees. En in December was so sleg gewees. That is like the people they've got a restaurant at the sea complaining in June and July and August that their business didn't do very well. Because unfortunately, if you're in a restaurateuring, those winter months are not good. Just like what Manatech is never going to be, the most challenging months we have is going to be December, January. It's always been that way. So don't forget about December and January. That is in the past. All that we're going to do now is we're going to focus in the moment. Just for today, what we're going to do now is we are going to focus on making sure that we have a great February. And that's it. And do you know what? In the beginning of March, we can have this talk again, and then we're going to look at what do we do for the month of March. But right now, it's going to be 15 to 20 plans this month. Share with 15 to 20 people this month about why Manatech. Why Amber Toes? Why our incredible products? Why this amazing opportunity? That's the only thing you got to do. And if you've done that, you've won 90% of the game. I'm telling you that's the mental and emotional thing you've got to get over this month, is just doing that. So thank you very much for all of you that attended the call this evening. I didn't even, I sort of didn't think I was going to share about that, but on that note, I think sometimes I share with all of you on the call what I sort of need to hear for myself, because I am, I sometimes ask myself, you can be a platinum, you can be a presidential, you can be a director. Why are you not motivated to go out there and talk to people? And sometimes it could be something so small, like, it's something that's bothering you that you're not dealing with, and that's why you're not taking action. So deal with what you need. Remember I said, it's not your fault, it's your responsibility. So sort out what you need to sort out. Let's go and win the month of February. So I wish all of you an amazing week ahead, and I look forward to speak to all of you in 2 weeks' time. So thank you so much, and blessings to all of you.